Whether you like it or not, 2024 could be the last opportunity you have to go full-time and become a consistently profitable trader. Guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Sam, the owner and founder of KB Trading, and I've been involved in these crazy markets since 2015, having traded a variety of different financial products through some of the most turbulent macroeconomic conditions we've seen in recent history. Now, not only that, but I've managed to carve out a successful and profitable career in pretty much one of the toughest industries that's available today. And in the past 4 years, I've been blessed with the opportunity to teach in universities, to speak at financial expos and conferences, and also to run a trading floor where I've coached a number of awesome traders. Now, of course, we also offer online education, and this year in 2023, we've had some super successful students. If you follow the channel or any of our social media, you'll see some of our members withdrawing tens of thousands of dollars this year in 2023, which is just absolutely awesome. But look, back to the topic of the video. Here's the deal. If you've been following a mentor or somebody's education, implementing the things that they teach for years, and you've still not made any money, sooner or later, are you not going to realize that maybe you're not the issue? You know, many of these mentors will tell you, oh, it's your psychology, you know, you need to go and read Trading in the Zone, or you need to watch this 4-part Mark Douglas series on YouTube. And you know what? Those are great resources. But we're not social scientists here. We're traders. So the fact that you're not making money in trading isn't because you don't have the right mindset. It's not because you're not positive enough. It's because you don't have the right approach. Trading professionally, okay, it's never going to be easy. You're going to have your ups and downs, but the process is simple and straightforward. It's just the executing of that can sometimes cause some teething issues. That's why you need the right people around you, and you need the right process to follow to make that as pain-free and as seamless as possible. Multiple of our members this year in 2023, when we launched our Price Action Concepts course, you know, they've been trading for years, spent thousands on courses. Within months, they are now fully funded, earning consistent withdrawals from prop firms. What's the secret? What's the secret sauce? There isn't any. We believe there are two things that you need to become a consistent and a profitable trader. The first is a data-backed, systematic trading approach that's easy to implement, that doesn't have grey areas, that's very black and white. And the second thing is capital. Capital is the fuel that you need, right? Your strategy is the engine, the capital is the fuel to put through that strategy in order to produce consistent results. It's really as simple as that, guys. So what I want to do here in this video, very briefly, is just put a bit of flesh on the bones, right? I've said the two things that you need. Firstly, you need that consistent proven strategy, and secondly, you need capital. I'm just going to build that out over the next few minutes to help give you guys some direction for 2024. Firstly, that consistent approach. Look, if you want to achieve consistent results, if you want to make an income from trading, you need a consistent approach. You know, I didn't get into trading because I wanted a brand new hobby. I don't trade on a day-to-day basis because, it's just tons of fun, although I do find trading pretty fun. I trade on a day-to-day basis because I have a wife, I have a kid on the way, I have a family, I have a life that I need to support, and trading is a source of income. I need to be making a consistent income from trading, otherwise it's not worth my time. And you need to be making a consistent income from trading as well, otherwise it's not worth your time. You can't have a consistent output without consistent input. So many traders that I've mentored over the years, I see them, they sit in front of the markets and they know how the markets work, and they have that great mindset, and they sit and they look at the assets they want to trade, they look through their watch list, and they're just looking for things to trade. They look at the markets and they're looking for whatever looks good. They say, this setup looks good. I'm like, the setup might look good, but is it a good setup? How do you know? Do you have the data behind that setup? Have you done the homework? Have you done the testing to determine if that's a worthwhile setup putting money on? How much money should you put on it? Should you put 2% on this trade and 3% on the next, etc., etc.? And most traders, they don't know the answers to these simple questions. And if you're in that boat as well, where you have a very discretionary approach, you look at the markets on a day-to-day basis and you're pretty much guessing what you should trade, you don't know categorically if you should trade something or not, listen up. This is for you. Here's what you need to do before 2024 rolls around. We're at the start of November. You've still got a few months. Even if you're watching this in December or January of 2024, these are still applicable points and you still need to get these done as soon as possible. What I would recommend doing is stop trading just for just now. Work out exactly what it is that you trade. What is your strategy? If your strategy, you don't already have it written down as a trading plan with very black and white rules, we call them if then statements. That's simply, if this happens, then I will do that. So if I see this on the higher time frame, then I will drop down to the lower time frame. If I see this, then I will place my, just like that, if then for each stage of your strategy. You should be able to break your strategy down into if then statements on one side of A4 paper, and all that's going to do is it's going to give you a very systematic and rules-based methodical process to follow every time you open up the charts. So there are no grey areas. It's all very black and white. You know exactly what to trade and when to trade it. So break your strategy down into a systematic, rules-based approach. Then go and test that approach on the assets you desire to trade. Perhaps you desire to trade 2 or 3 FX pairs, a couple of commodities, a couple of indexes. Go and test that strategy over a decent sample size of historical data and work out what the profit factor is for that strategy. If you don't know what profit factor is, I'm not going to explain that right here, but you can go and look that up. A profit factor of 1 or more is profitable. I would recommend a profit factor at minimum of 1.2 over a large sample size in order to trade that strategy. People are often looking for a strategy of an 80% win rate or with an average R of 2 or 3 or whatever. These things don't really matter. What really matters is what the profit factor is of that strategy. 1.2 and up, I think is good to go. Once you have something that works consistently, half of the battle is already done. As long as I've been mentoring, I have seen traders who were excellent technical analysts. They could sit in front of the charts and they could break down any asset and show you where to get in and where to get out, and they were right a large percentage of the time. But they were trading a tiny account. And so even if they made 100% for the year, they're ending the year with maybe a few £1,000, at most maybe 10 grand. Is that really going to make a huge difference? Ultimately, we're not here to make 5 or 10k for the year. We're here to make 2, 3, 4, 5k per month. You want trading to be something that not only just replaces your current income, you want it to be something that exceeds your current income, to make it worthwhile you actually giving it your attention and giving it your time and resources. It needs to be worth your time. And ultimately, for many of you, trading your own money just isn't feasible in order to achieve that goal. When we're mentoring traders, we typically focus on getting them funded with anywhere from 500k to 1.5 million dollars. If you're funded with 500k and you make 30% for the year, you've made a 6-figure salary. You've made 150k for the year. And so getting funded is that second half of the battle. Now, getting funded is only really possible if you have step 1 complete. If you have that consistent strategy that works and that makes money over time, you can then use that to get funded, and then you can trade that on your funded account. The more funding you have, the lower risk you need to trade to make a consistent and a feasible income. Let's say you want to make at minimum 50k per year. Well, you know that you need to make 50% for the year on a 100k account or 25% for the year on a 200k account. And obviously, the more funding you have, the less you need to risk in order to make that 50k per year. It's super simple. So guys, forget following the 10-step plans on how to become profitable. Those are the 2 things you need: a consistent, proven trading strategy and capital to put behind it. Trading strategy is the engine, the capital is the fuel to put through it to produce consistent results. Now, if some of what I've said in today's video has rung true for you, if it's ringing some alarm bells and you're thinking, you know what, this guy's right, I am one of those people who's just been going round and round in circles for all these years, check the link in the description below. We have a ton of resources dedicated to helping traders of all experience levels. Whether you're brand new, just entering the markets, we have free education for beginners. Again, there's going to be a link below. Or whether you're someone who is experienced, you've been trading for a couple of years and you're just struggling to go pro and be consistent within the markets. Check out those links below for more information. If you haven't already, drop this video a like and consider subscribing as well. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.